Hi guys, and welcome back to Christian Casts, where I go fishing so you don't have to. So we are back in our bait building workshop. I am trying a completely new lure after trying the split bait for trout. I actually thought I might add, like I said in the last video, I might put it here or there. You guys can check it out. We are making a 3-jointed, really freely moving bait, and I'll get right into the bait build and you'll see how it goes, and I wish you a lot of fun, so keep tuned. Well, as you guys know out of the intro, I am going to try something new today. We are going to make a 3-parted lure like this, and the first step is going to be to ground him. So I've got my airbrush ready. I just have to thread it past the... I cleaned it, and the first color we're going to be working with is some silver and a drop of black. Just a very small drop because we don't want it to get too dark. Then I'll get my mixing paintbrush, mix this up a bit. There we go. The next step is going to be mixing it in the airbrush itself. And I'll throw on some gloves and I'll get you guys back. So I like to wear gloves because it gives me the possibility to check if it is clogged or not. And we'll straight away start the ground paint. We're going to be doing a rainbow trout today because I find that they are one of the easiest fishes to airbrush. So there we go. We've got our first layer on. I'll let that dry and go to the metal part. So there we go, next one done. We'll go over to the head. There we go. The next one. We'll grab our tail, see if there's maybe any spots that aren't quite done yet. Touch them all up still one more time. There we go. Our ground color is finished. I will clean this out now, and then we'll be painting our good old metallic purple and going over it with some fluorescent pink, and then we'll already be ready for the scale. So this is really a quick paint job. One can do it very well. It's not too hard. It's one of my favorite baits to actually paint because they really turn out quite well. So we'll get into it as soon as I've cleaned this out, and I'll get you guys back. Well, we are back. The baits are dry, and I put some metallic purple into our airbrush and we'll start adding our detail. So that is that. And now we'll add the line on here. So that is those two. And now I'll still add it to our tail. So there we've got those done. I'll clean out the airbrush, put in the fluorescent pink, and once they dry we'll add a lateral line because this really pops out with UV because it's UV active. So I'll get you guys back once I'm ready. So we've got our fluorescent pink and we'll add just a little bit like that. There we go. That I'm quite happy with. So I'm quite happy with how that looks. I'm gonna clean out the fluorescent pink and we're gonna go over the top of the bait with some dark gray still, and then we'll be ready for doing the scale job. So I'll get you guys back once I've cleaned this out and then we'll paint on. So we have got some dark gray in just a little bit and we're just gonna go over the head where there's some overspray. Just like that, and the problem is solved. So that we're gonna do now on each one. There we go. Done. Here we've got quite a bit of overspray. Not anymore. So that is done. We'll let that dry. And once that is dry, we can actually do the scale pattern. I'll be doing the scale pattern with this shiny silver, and I'll be using the window screen again. And I'll get you guys back once I am at that step. So we are back, and we're gonna now paint our scales on. So I'll get started. Next one. There we go. Done the scales, and I'll get you back once I reveal them and show you guys what we got. Then we'll be gluing on the eye, and then we'll start the clear coat. So see you soon. We are back, and now I'm going to reveal our scale pattern. So that looks pretty good. Next one. Oops. Also looks quite nice. And the last one. I would also say worked quite well. So we can then put it together like that. Now I have prepared some black for painting on some details, some random little specks. So that is one side. We have got our specks. I'll now do the top. I'll do this one on the top. There we go. I'll do him still. There we go. So we have got our dots on the side and the top. I'll let this dry, then I'll do the other side still, and then I'll get you guys back for gluing on the eyes. So the next step before actually doing the clear coat is going to be adding our eye to the bait. So I'll drop a little bit of super glue right there, and we're going to be working with these today, if they let us. So that is the first eye. We are happy with that. So I'll get everything ready for the clear coat, and I'll get you guys back once we are coating him. So we are here, and I am going to start the clear coat on this particular part because it's going to be the hardest one to have a even coat, and also be careful of not clogging up these too much. I'm using our little red cup again, and there we go. I am going to harden him out, rotate him a bit, that. So now we are hardening him as you guys can see, or maybe not, I'm not too sure if the camera actually picks it up, the fluorescent colors are really cool. It makes it pop a lot more than it usually would. I am pretty sure I have to work on the slots afterwards still, because I already see that there is a little bit of buildup in there, but we're just gonna have to live with that for now. We are finally back. I actually drilled the hardware holes already and freed out these completely. As you can see, there's still some bubbles in the clear coat, which I'm not too happy with, but we will be adding the parts to each other. I might have to shorten the hardware that I have bent already, so I put it through like this. This one goes in very well, and now I'll add him. He's not clean yet completely, so I'll grab this, because we want as much gone as possible that the lure can actually run freely. As you guys can see, there's little flakes of the UV resin still on there, so that looks better. Everything that I don't get now will be loosened through the action of the bait. So now I'll still add, oh, I missed a hole. Get them out and add in. There we go. So now it is set together, and we will just take this UV resin and add a drop right on here and right on there. That drop got too big, so we'll brush him off. We're not trying to recoat him, we're just trying to set the pin in there, and now as it is in, maybe just make sure and put a little bit on my brush here and go over this surface once more with a bit of a coat, just hoping that I don't get into the action. But I'll close that up and seal it straight away, that we don't have a problem with it going into the action. Well, we are finished with another bait build. Thanks for everybody who stuck around until now. We made this beautiful rainbow trout optic. It is really freely moving. I cleaned it out. I think it's one of the best movements I have managed with the baits I have built, and I'm actually quite happy with the scale pattern and how the bait looks itself. I'm really interested if it actually will catch, and if you're interested in that, maybe drop a comment. And if you want to see a lot of bait builds, they'll be going over the winter, and we'll keep them all and actually take them out in spring and go for a fish and see which one is Christian Casts approved, and then we'll see the final bait design that I will be working with a lot, because I actually want to finalize on one really good lure that I'm really happy with the action, and then we'll try and perfect that one. So I actually really like this. So we'll see how it goes, and stay tuned for the next video. We'll see each other. Cheers, keep on fishing.